Hello, fellow skincare lover. In this video today, I'm going to share with you all about the tips and tricks that I use to take care of my dry winter skin. Now, if you are saying, I don't have dry skin in the winter or ever, that is wonderful. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video because none of this is going to pertain to you. But I want to also start off saying that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor, dermatologist, just these are some things that I do, and you can do whatever you want with the information that I share today. So first thing I'm going to start off talking about is exfoliation. And when I say exfoliation, I really mean mechanical, like abrasion. Now, you already know if you're watching this, like, I know to exfoliate, Katie, it's fine. But how you exfoliate matters. So if you are using something like this, St. Ives Fresh Skin Apricot Scrub deeply exfoliates to reveal smooth skin. No, get out of here, 1994. We don't need you. What we need is something heavy duty, really gonna slough off the dead skin so we can get moisture back on our skin and lotion will, be able to soak in. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is my favorite body brush. I got this on Amazon. It is a boar's head brush. Like they sell boar's head brushes for your hair. Well, they sell them for your body too. And this one is neat because it has a nice, I don't know if you can see it, but the curve in it kind of makes it easy to hold. It's probably a polymer plastic handle, but it can be used wet or dry. And I like to use it wet in the shower because when you buy this thing, it is so mean, like it's harsh, hard as a rock. And so I have to soften it with water. And when you're in the shower and you're getting warm water on it, it's fine. It softens up a little bit, but it's still very firm and it scrubs skin really well. So I'll link that below, that product on Amazon so you can know the exact one. But this has been such a great thing, especially for my shins, because I feel like, oh, and your back. Those are two areas that I personally like to get a deep exfoliation on so I don't feel tight and dry. I just hate feeling tight and dry on my back or on my legs. So this one is great and it reaches easily. It's just easy to hold, easy to use. The next thing, this thing is a product by Norwex. It's like that kind of house cleaning, pampered chef party type business. And I went to a Norwex party and a lot of the things are just really expensive and not for me, but I did buy the Norwex body cloth because it's supposed to have some kind of a antimicrobial thread, silver-based thread through it, so it doesn't get all moldy in the shower or whatever. That's actually been true. I've noticed I've never ever had anything, it's never stunk before. You know how washcloths can stink in the shower? So I've loved it. But I don't go to the Norwex parties all the time. What I do is I just buy them on eBay. And let me tell you what I love about this cloth. It has the one side, it's kind of like microfiber, those things you might use to dry off your car after you do a car wash or clean the house. It's just like regular old microfiber. That might be enough exfoliation for some, but I don't even use that side. It's no good for me. This side, I don't know if the camera will show you this. It is like the mean side of Velcro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you've got the soft, fuzzy loop side and then the really mean scratch the heck out of you side. Yep, that's what this feels like. It's rough, but it's not absolutely painful. Like I can rub it even on dry skin and it's not gonna make cuts on me the way Velcro would. But it's about as close as you can get to that without ripping your skin open. This thing's amazing. So I just get it wet in the shower, and I use Ren Pure body wash just because it has a lot of natural stuff in it, coconut oil. It's a hydrating body wash. I try not to buy the stuff that's Dial or, oh gosh, just one of those brands that's going to strip the oils out. If you have oily skin, those things might be great for you, but for me, I need something hydrating. So that's what I use also when I'm in the shower, and I just go back and forth between them, but sometimes I use both. I might use the brush on my back and then this on the rest of my body, and it makes it so I get the closest, smoothest shave if I exfoliate first. So love this. You can find them on eBay or go to a Norwex party. But there's also something you might have heard of, and these things are called Korean Italy towels. I heard about it on a Reddit thread for Icthyosis Vulgaris, which is just another word for dry, scaly skin. And I have that IV. But these are it. They come in a package on Amazon. I'll link them below. They come in yellow and green. I got a 4-pack, so I let my husband try one, and I tried one. They're fine. They will do the job. It's fine, not a problem. But I just don't think it was that impressive for me. Now in the summer, when my skin's really not that dry, when it's just like, oh, I just need a little extra exfoliation to get a closer shave, but I'm not like peely or dry or scaly, these would be fine. And I mean, for 4 of them, it was $6 on Amazon when I bought them. So really cheap. And it's made of viscose rayon, if you know what that feels like. What could I describe this as? It's like a really rough dishcloth. Like, it's not soft, but it's not going to scratch you like that Velcro thing I just showed you. They're fine. And if you have just a mild case of dry skin, or maybe you only have dry skin in the winter, this could be perfect for you, and kind of a gentler way to start, you know, your exfoliation. It definitely works. It's just not as abrasive as I might like. So that's another option. Okay. This last type of exfoliation, it's kind of weird, and I am not recommending you do this, but it happens to work for me. So if I get really scaly on my shins, which my lower legs and the backs of my arms are where I get really dry and scaly from IV. So I will use sometimes tape. If it's like I've scrubbed, I just can't get the exfoliation started, I just need something to help it get going. Or maybe I've moisturized, I've already showered, and I don't want to get back in the shower and scrub. I just want to go but not look peely. So don't just buy duct tape. That is dangerous. It's very harmful to your skin. Like, it could really hurt. What I like about this is the Duck brand of Easy Start. And if I can find it on Amazon, I'll link that below so you know exactly which one I'm talking about. This is easy to start to peel up, but what that means is it's not going to bind as harshly to you. Like, the adhesive is not so strong that it's going to hurt you. If you use like silver duct tape, oh my gosh, that'd be like ripping off a really big band-aid. It would be very painful, so don't do that. And if you're scared to try this, the other thing you can try is the Scotch Matte Finish Magic Tape. This is probably the one you'd want to start with, only because if you've never used tape to lift dry skin or scaliness, this is very gentle. I mean, it barely holds packages shut, right? Like, kids can open packages at Christmas and make it look like they didn't open it, so it's very gentle. But I use that to lift flakes sometimes, and I've even used this if I ever have dryness or peeling kind of like around here, just in the winter, or sometimes wherever I have a lot of exposure to cold dryness. If I'm out and about, I might peel and get dry, and I totally used this. Or if you've had a cold and your nose is like peeling and flaking, with caution, I have used a tiny bit of this just to like kind of lift flakiness off. It works. You know, don't go using tweezers and trying to grab dead skin off, because you might pull live skin. But what this does is it's not gonna pull live skin off. So not recommending you do it. Just take from that what you will. The next thing I'm going to talk about is moisturizing. And this can kind of include chemical exfoliation, because we just talked about exfoliation, but really mechanical exfoliation, forcing dead skin off. But chemical exfoliation can often come in combination with moisturizing. When I talk about chemical exfoliation, I'm thinking of keratolytic agents, things like uric acid, urea, lactic acid, glycolic acid, salicylic acid, just all those things. They put in a lot of acne medications which help you peel, so you'll reveal fresh skin underneath. It kind of accelerates the exfoliation and shedding process, and that can be great. And one moisturizer I have found that I absolutely love is the Gold Bond Ultimate Radiance Renewal Cream Oil. Cream oil is another word for a really thick lotion, in my opinion, for this one. And it smells kind of a little bit like vanilla coconut. It's nice. It's not overbearing. But I'm going to show you how thick it is. Like, it's not dripping down my hand. It is thick. And it has glycolic acid, lactic acid. and I believe it has urea or uric acid in it as well. So the way that works is it's moisturizing you, and it feels so good getting out of the shower if you're like me and need moisture right out of the shower, but it's not gonna exfoliate you right away, and it generally doesn't sting the way Lachydrin, the prescription lotion for dry skin sufferers, use. It's not gonna sting quite like that. So this is a gentler way to exfoliate, but what I find is when I use it, I will start to shed skin. Like, it helps expedite the process for me. And so when I go to shower, this is sort of embarrassing to share, but if I wear black pants, and I've been using this for a week straight, like every shower, just putting it on after, if I wear black pants like later in the week, as I, take them off, I'll notice kind of like, it's not dandruff, but almost like little bits of snow, like my skin is flaking off, but that's good. It's doing what it was supposed to do. It is supposed to help you shed skin cells naturally while also moisturizing. So that one is great. If you don't want that snowy effect, I would recommend use it once a week, twice a week. Don't use it every shower, and it'll still help you. It'll still benefit you in the ways you need. But I also love the Curel Ultra Healing. It says it's intensive lotion for extra dry, tight skin. That's me. So I like that it has a bunch of ceramides that mimic what our skin has in it. And this thing, it doesn't have the skin peeling agents, the shedding exfoliators and all that. It's just a moisturizer, but it creates not only moisture in the skin, it also serves as a barrier, because high up on the list, there's glycerin, petroleum, and dimethicone. So glycerin is a humectant. It holds in moisture that you put in. Good thing that water is the first ingredient, the most abundant amount of anything in here, because you're putting water into your skin and then you're helping to hold it in. Petroleum, it's fine if you already have moisture in your skin. That's why it's okay to use this. If this didn't have water high up on it, I wouldn't want to use it. So things that start off with high amounts of mineral oil and petroleum, I steer clear of those if they don't have water as the first ingredient, because I find that they're not penetrating my skin. It just doesn't do the same thing as glycerin does. So this is nice. It's healing, and it'll hold in the moisture that you have. So I like that. And then the dimethicone is just a silicone derivative. It kind of works like glycerin does. It works like a silicone glove. If you've ever put on gloves like they have at the doctor, they're made of silicone, it's like that. So you're holding in moisture. So those are great agents. It actually works. It doesn't really have much of a fragrance. I would say, well, I'll let you see the texture. Also, doesn't drip. It's thick stuff. Slightly waterier, but it has the tiniest hint of orange peel in it, but not like orange essential oil. It's very faint. It won't bother you if you're a fragrance sensitive person. So I love that one. The last moisturizer I have to tell you about is lanolin. So lanolin, I did a video where I talked about Lanolips being the best lip balm you will ever use, and it's the only one you really need. But the ingredient that makes it so great is the lanolin, which is from shorn sheep's wool, and it's basically their sweat and oil that builds up in their wool coats. And so once they shear off that wool coat, they somehow get out all of that oil and grease, and they distill it several times, purify it, and that oil is what we use to make these things. And the reason it's so great is because it mimics our skin's natural oils. It is as close as you can get, and it is really safe if you have a sanitary source for it. So it's not something I would buy at a farmer's market per se, but if you know these two brands, Lanolips and also Lansino, you'll know that they are medical grade, purified, excellent quality. And in fact, this one I got at the hospital when I had my baby. It's something that breastfeeding mothers use if they have cracked nipples. So babies are absolutely safe to nurse off their mothers if their mothers use this right before they nurse. So, I mean, if babies can literally eat it, newborns, you know it's safe. But this is so great in healing. If you ever get cracked, dry heels, or if you wash your hands a lot or you do dishes and you get those little the splits on your fingers where it cracks open and it stings. If you go to cut like a lemon or any kind of fruit, you're just like, those cracks, it can heal that. So what I'll do sometimes is I will put just a little bit on, and I'll put gloves on for the night and try to sleep that way, just so it doesn't rub off in the night, like on my bed or sheets or wherever I flail about. So I love these two. I'll try to link them both below. And I like this one. You can get either a really big tube or 3 little tubes. I like the little ones because they fit in your pocket so nicely. And one thing that's nice about it being in your pocket, this product at room temperature is solid, kind of like coconut oil, but even harder. Like, it is hard to squeeze, but if you warm it in your pocket, it gets all nice and malleable, like putty, and then you can actually squeeze it out of the tube. This is not something you'd bring on the slopes when you're skiing. There's no chance you'd be able to access any of the product in cold weather. So, next thing, I want to talk about hydration. Water, 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 water. Drink water. I think it's harder to drink water in the winter for me personally because I don't know. Why is that? It's so much easier in the summer and the spring. Maybe because we're sweating, we're outside more. I don't know. It's just harder in the winter. But if you have an Alexa device, she's in here, so I don't want to wake her up. But if you have something like that, maybe you could set a reminder every 2 hours, drink 10 ounces or whatever, just to calculate how many you want to drink in a certain period of time. But also what I found is if I have a nice water bottle like this one, I love my beaker. This is my newest one. It's called Boy. I have 2 boys, so I like it. It's like a sheer periwinkle blue, but I love drinking water out of this. It's fun. So maybe investing in a really nice water bottle for yourself. That might be a way to get you motivated. I find that if I'm struggling with really dry skin, if I ask myself, I've exfoliated, I've moisturized, I'm not drinking any water. Like, I had 1 cup of water today. It's time to kick it up. So drink water if you can. Remind yourself. Last point. So we've gone exfoliate, moisturize, hydrate. 4th, nourish. How do we nourish ourselves? Well, the 2 things I would say that are helpful when it comes to diet, I try to eat more water-rich foods, meaning more plants, more fruits and vegetables. And there are certain fruits, you just know that they're more water-rich. Watermelon, apples, blueberries, those things are great. All the summer fruits. But as you have access to them, try to include them in your diet. And something that helped me was kind of making my mind over, instead of seeing it as, aren't vegetables so good? I'm not going to eat them like that. But if I say, vegetables are my medicine, at least they taste better than medicine. So if I think of it like medicine, I don't know, it's just easier to eat them if I think of them that way. Last thing on the nourish front, I would say including omega fatty acids in your diet. I'm just not a fish eater, so that's one I actually struggle with. I don't eat salmon. I mean, I will, but it's never a thing I order at a restaurant. I'm more likely to get chicken or steak just because I like them better. But if you're not a fish eater as well, one thing you might talk to your doctor about is if taking a fish oil supplement might be okay for you. I say talk to your doctor because I don't know what other health concerns you might have, and I don't want to I'm not telling you to take it, I'm just telling you, again, what I do. I actually get a prescription from my doctor, and I think it's the generic form of Lavazza. And what I love about it is because it's a pharmaceutical, it's a drug that's, purchased from a pharmacy, there's some sense of control and the sourcing of where they're getting the materials, the fish, the oil, to make this drug for people. And it's usually given to people with cardiovascular issues, but I have found it helps with joint pain in the winter, and I think it does help my skin a little, just putting more fatty acids, those good fatty acids, because I have a nut allergy. You're probably thinking, Katie, you can eat nuts. Well, I can't. So a lot of people eat walnuts and all these other kinds of nuts that have a ton of omegas. I can't do that. So this is one way I try to supplement to get what I think I need, and my doctor agrees with it and has prescribed it for me. But those are the 4 things that I do to help with my dry skin. I hope that you learned something here today, and just even if it's one thing. But my channel is called Educate Beauty, and I had the thought, like, well, yeah, I love talking about skincare and makeup, and beauty things, but there is an inner beauty that we really need to cultivate as well. And it's that inner beauty that is who we are, who we radiate to the world. And so I wanted to share a verse with you that I found really encouraging. It's from Psalm 34, verse 5. And it says, "Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed." And so I just wanted to close out with prayer for all of you today. I don't even know who's watching this. Even though I don't know you personally, I want to remind you that he does. And so, Father, I pray for every viewer right now who's watching this, whether it's today or years from now. I pray that you would touch them right now, that they would know that they matter to you, and that because they matter to you, they would look to you for approval, for guidance on the right path in life, for guidance on how to think, how to go about their day, how to vote, how to speak to other people, how to show kindness. And Lord, we thank you that when we do these things, when we look to you, we will not be put to shame. Rather, we will be radiant in your eyes. We thank you for this in Jesus' name. Amen. If you like this kind of content, I try to put out a video once in a while. I have 2 young boys, so I really just fit it in when I have something I want to review or talk about, and when I have the time. So feel free to click the subscribe and ding the bell so you can be notified when I put out a new video. And just remember that you are beautiful and wonderfully made. Until next time.